Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and this is a look at Star Citizen Arena Commander version 2 as just shown to us at Gamescom. We were given a whole bunch of information and some great looking footage for the game, and I'm just going to go over a few of things here and highlight some of the things that are going to be included in the upcoming release of Arena Commander. And as you can see, the game now starts out with you based on a massive space station. You can walk around here in either first person or third person, and it is a fully functioning multiplayer environment with gravity, as you can see. Now you might be wondering what the size of the maps are here. Well, that's the interesting thing. In Arena Commander 1 you just had a little outdoor area that you could basically do arena combat in. They later introduced a small asteroid station area into that map, but essentially that map could be around 8 kilometers in size. The new system that they've made for Arena Commander 2 dramatically increases the size of those maps. They can now be just under 9 billion kilometers in size, which means they can have truly sizable star systems in the game. So this space station occupies just a small section of that. As we were looking out the windows there, you could see the moon it was orbiting, along with the planets that the moon itself was orbiting. These guys here are all other players that can be playing the game in the same environment. Now another huge update for Arena Commander is what they call multi-zones, or the zone system. And what this allows the game to do is simulate zero-G environments, massive gravity environments like we've got here on this station, along with single-seater fighters and multi-crew ships as well. And these can all be simulated, all these different environments, within one overall environment. So you can switch from zero-G to gravity environments to ship environments all seamlessly. And that is being demoed here very nicely. Outside the station's interior, on the landing platform here, you can see the ships, and some of these are Hornets, they're the single-seater fighters, and there is also a multi-crew ship here. On the multi-crew ship, the Marines, the FPS fighter guys, they can get into the back and be transported to the destination. At the moment we're seeing all these guys being influenced by the gravity generated by the station, and that is also affecting the ship here, keeping it latched down to the landing platform. But of course, once everyone's loaded up, as you can see in the background there, the ships can actually take off, and then they will of course be in a zero-G environment, and you're reliant on the pilot of the ship, or the pilot themselves can take over, and we get the normal space flight mechanics kick in. Now I've got to say here, I really do like the visual style of this game. The game is absolutely gorgeous and it's time well spent. So essentially Arena Commander 2 is demonstrating to us the foundations for the persistent universe, which allows us to transition or move seamlessly from stations to ships to other areas of deep space. And we can see that now, where the ships are using their faster than light travel to transport themselves across the star system. It is also possible to travel these distances using the standard regular drives, but of course it will take significantly longer amounts of time. But that's just to highlight the fact that these areas are all one single big map. It would appear there's no instancing tricks going on here or anything like that. So this area here is essentially a mission zone where the team have come out to claim an abandoned ship, and they're going to do that by disembarking their current ships and boarding the other vessel. And this is where the boarding party come into play. That's the guys who were transported in this ship to this particular area of the game. And this very clearly demonstrates the zone system that Chris Roberts was talking about, the one that allows players to transition from ships to zero-G environments to gravity-based environments again. CIG have spoken a lot in the past about the boarding mechanics they're going to be using, and this is the first time we actually get to see it being demonstrated. This is also where we get to see the fully detailed interiors of the ships in action, as the team run around this ship and get it repaired and back in working order again. Those of you that have had a look at the Star Citizen ships will know that Most of them are pretty large and they're very detailed. A lot of the areas are fully functioning, including the doors, but not only that, there's a lot of control panels that are fully functioning. Right here the guys get the engines back online and try and capture the ship and return it back home to the station they started out at. Arena Commander 2 is also of course going to contain fully fledged space combat with multi-crew ships. Here is an enemy team that have also want to claim the same ship. They've arrived in the same zone and, well, conflict ensues. So here we can see the Hornets, the single fighter ships in action, but we can also see the multi-crew ships in action with their turret-based combat. During this conflict, of course, the boarding party will either have to try and power up the ship they're trying to claim and get it out of the conflict zone and back to safety, or else they will have to try and abandon the ship and get their way back to the ship that brought them out here, the transport ship. So all in all, Arena Commander 2 represents an absolutely massive leap in gameplay from the previous versions we've had of Arena Commander, and it's actually looking very much like to be a persistent universe game now. That's still a little way off, but it certainly seems like it's on the way. Its release date is not set in stone. In fact, they haven't actually given any official release date, but Chris Roberts did mention that they would like to release it shortly after CitizenCon, which is on the 10th of October. But based on their previous release schedule, it's likely to be at least a few weeks after that, or maybe even a couple of months. But they usually do release the things they say they're going to release, and this does look to be in pretty good shape already. So here's hoping we get it pretty soon. There were a bunch of other things to do with Star Citizen shown at Gamescom, including planetary surfaces in one of the city type areas, and I might make another video of that very shortly. But for now, this is just a glimpse at Arena Commander 2, and I must say I'm really impressed and looking forward to trying it out. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.